Hi everyone. I had my first day of work yesterday at my new job, which is a cleaning job. I won't say what I'm cleaning or where for obvious reasons, nor will I give any implications about the details regarding that because I like my privacy when it comes to things that I am currently doing that involve other folks in the real world. That being said, I do have a job now, and my first day of work was pretty tough. It wasn't tough emotionally. I was able to handle all that just fine. In fact, I would say it was far, far better than my first day of work at my very first job. But it was tough physically. Because unlike when I lived in Wyoming and I was cleaning that hotel, I did not have a lot of physical activity prior to this. Now, at this point, it's like been a full year since I started that job. And so I have disintegrated a lot as a human since then, like physically. Um, Mainly because again, I haven't been having as much physical activity. Hey babe, do you think you can hold this phone for me? Because speaking of up a little bit,
Yeah,
like
I'm watching it.
not all the way up, but like yeah, there.
Yeah.
Thank you. um, I'm making my fiance do it now because my arms hurt so much that I cannot continuously hold my own phone. Um, so yeah, I'm really weak now. And I wasn't quite as weak when I was working that other job. Um, Primarily because I was using my roommate at the time's, what was it, squat rack and his weights and stuff. Um, and I was doing cardio every day as well, which I have not been doing now. Um, I mean, the actual like intensity of the cardiovascular stuff wasn't too bad, but it was hard on my legs, having to carry all that stuff and move so quickly. It was hard on my arms as well as my legs. So I clocked in at about 9 a.m. yesterday and I clocked out at 6:30. So I was about an hour and 30 minutes overtime. But um, I had already started feeling like I was ready to collapse at like 2 p.m. I just had to keep going. I just had to keep going. And today I was supposed to go into work and I took all these over the counter painkillers to try and get myself ready to go to work and like all this extra caffeine and stuff, thinking it would get me manageable enough to actually go into work. And I got up and I didn't even feel like I could carry myself on my own 2 feet. Like they hurt with me stationary in this bed, but they hurt even more when I stand up. So um, I think it's going to take me about a day to recover. If I have 2 more days like this where I call in, they said I'm going to lose my job. But I don't feel sorry for myself. Like, I don't feel like this is what I mean again about emotionally bad. Like, I don't feel emotionally bad even now. Um, I'm noticing how all this physical pain is affecting my emotions, but like, it's not affecting my behavior. Like, earlier this morning, there was a moment when I could feel my brain wanting to kind of snap at my fiance and just be like kind of mean for no reason. Obviously, I didn't do it um, because there isn't really any precedent in that in my behavior up to now. It's something I've learned not to do, but I felt like that intuitive urge to do that. And I felt a lot dumber today as well. Like I felt actually retarded in the midst of all this physical pain. Um, so I can see how it's kind of like how it could affect my behavior if I wasn't keeping myself level. Um, but I think when I had that first job, like I'd feel emotions like this, and then I would just let them spiral out of control. So I'd I'd have a really intense feeling, and then I'd follow it down a road. And that road would have all these progressively more intense thoughts that would make my feelings feel worse. But here, I'm sticking to this mindset that there are certain broad goals I have that I need to work towards that are necessary. I have to focus on those things, and I have to just take every single day one step at a time. And instead of like letting myself become overwhelmed by all those feelings and overtaken by the intensity of certain thoughts inspired by them, um, it feels more like I'm keen to acknowledge that these moment to moment struggles are just an essential part of the process that everyone has to go through on their journey to a better life. And so, yes, I'm in pain, and I couldn't go to work today, which sucks. And yesterday was a more difficult day than it probably should have been for multiple reasons I won't get into. Unforeseen things happen. And that kind of sucks. But that doesn't take away from any of the positives that are inherent to this situation. I'm getting paid really well. I am providing for someone I love very much. I am, with the more experience that I get, hopefully moving towards a better job in the future. And I am becoming stronger and more efficient as time goes on because my weak, frail body that was injured yesterday is going to become stronger the moment that that muscle grows back, which means more days I can work and the better person that I can become. And so you can't let these things get you down. You just can't. And you certainly can't use them as an excuse to attack someone that you care about. And I just think of who I used to be a year ago. I would have totally snapped at her if I were with her at that time. I would have snapped at everybody. I would have seen my momentary stress and treated myself like I was the center of the world. Like I have this ordained right to just treat everyone around me like shit. But what they don't tell you and what you don't realize is resisting those 5, 10 second long temptations. Not only does it make you feel strong and committed and principled, which is good, it also makes you a hell of a lot happier because you can enjoy those good moments that come right after the dust is settled and that feeling is past. And the more of those good moments that you have, where you hold your ground, where you're steadfast in your position, the more good overall you're going to feel, especially in the midst of setbacks like this one. So there will be setbacks. There will be times when you're struggling. But those things end. They go away, and then you're on to the next thing. And so you just have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with the ones you love, and you have to be patient with the world. And I guess that's the lesson that I'm continuously learning again and again. The more experience that I get in the world,